Fairy Tale 100 Year Quest Chapter 181, The Potential of Ice. This is Grey vs Vernius, and Grey is showing us some new type of ice make magic versus Vernius. It's an insane chapter. I'm going to go into it right now. So 181, The Potential of Ice. The first cover of it shows Leon. Kind of interesting. It's showing him as a knight protecting the castle. So that's an interesting cover right there. So let's go into the first couple of panels of 181. The first couple of panels just goes over Wendy and Charlotte saving Selene from the trance that she was in. She's now been saved and she's actually been knocked out of that trance. So she now realizes where she is, and she is just questioning what's happened, and Wendy is glad that she's just turning back to normal. But the battle is still not over yet. Grey and Vernius are still fighting each other, but Selene, it looks like, thanks to them extracting the lacrima out of her, she's lost the majority of her power, so it looks like she's not going to be able to resume her fight versus Vernius. But before Wendy and Charlotte can go back up Grey, Vernius actually casts a spell, wizard type spell that blocks up any magic, so they can't escape this little bubble that he's created around them. Because he wants to fight Grey one-on-one, because he's never seen something such as ice magic and dark magic, which is quite interesting because he's been alive for 400 years. So Grey showing him this unique type of magic has piqued his interest a bit. So now Grey is fighting Vernius. He said that he's going to leave him powerless. However, it looks like Vernius, we are starting to see some of his true potential. He's actually learned the nature of Grey's ice and dark magic, and it looks like now he's able to create a defense against it, because he says it won't work on me anymore. Even though Grey goes in to launch another attack, Vernius is not affected by it at all, because we actually find out that he can block all kinds of magic, because he is a metal dragon. Makes sense, because a metal dragon can block a lot of attacks, so it would make sense that he can block all kinds of magic. However, Grey then reminisces about a battle between Natsu and Vernius, where Natsu was able to destroy Vernius with his fire, but then Grey goes a little bit down thinking, my ass can't burn Vernius. But this is where we see Grey's innovation comes in. He then thinks, no, wait, I'll burn the ice like Natsu's fire. So then he tries something new, something special that we have not seen ever in Fairy Tale. He says, because he's an ice make wizard, he is able to create a new type of ice magic. So lo and behold, here is the fire ice magic. It looks like ice crystals that are the shape of a fire, and it is insane. It looks like Grey is actually ascending to another level right now in its fight versus Vernius. And even though he launched this attack and it is so powerful, sadly it didn't affect Vernius whatsoever, because at the end he says, I can block all kinds of magic, so your magic cannot affect me whatsoever, which makes sense. So now Grey, even though he's unlocked this new type of magic, it doesn't affect Vernius whatsoever, so again he's being pushed back by Vernius' power. But Grey does not give up there. It looks like he unleashes another magic, one where he creates this giant ice zone. Now what is the purpose of this giant ice zone? Well, everyone is just being a little bit procured and a little bit bewildered about it, because they're thinking, what good is this type of ice field that Grey has created? Even though Vernius says that it doesn't affect me whatsoever. This part is a little bit dark for Fairy Tale, so I like this part of Fairy Tale that they're showing right now. So it looks like Grey has actually frozen the air. So he has frozen the air around him and Vernius. Thankfully, Wendy, Charlotte and Selene aren't affected because of the barrier Vernius has put up. So it looks like now this is gone a little bit dark, because Grey says, you said your alchemy changes the nature of air. With the air frozen, we can't even breathe, and it looks like his lungs and Vernius' lungs are getting affected because they're getting frozen up by the harsh field that Grey has created. So now the chapter ends off in one dark way. Grey just goes off to say, let's see who holds out the longest. So it looks like this is sort of like a last resort that Grey has resorted to, where he's gonna be now freezing the air, and he's gonna be this is just gonna be a race against the clock to see who can actually survive longer, him or Vernius, in this battle. Wow, what a chapter. Grey versus Vernius. Even though the beginning part of their fight wasn't that really big for me, and I didn't think it was going to be this epic, this battle has shown so much for me that Grey can actually create new type of magic because he is a maker wizard. But I'm really curious to see what is going to happen, because you know Vernius is going to have a plan of his own. He's going to do something that disrupts Grey's ice field so that technically he could actually survive, and Grey might even die. We know that Grey probably won't die, but it is sort of dark to see that Grey would put his own life on the line just to defeat one of the god dragons. So that is Fairy Tail chapter 181. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. I've enjoyed this chapter. Hopefully I'll be uploading more videos in the future. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. Take care, and peace.